All right, I think we're live. If everybody can see and hear, go ahead and hit that like button and drop below where you're watching from. Haven't been able to do a live in quite a while. Honestly, we've had no weather. I mean, we've had good weather, but we've had no weather. Um, so I guess no weather is good weather. Good weather is no weather. Anyway, we are live. Welcome. Thanks for joining. Storm Chaser Eli Roberts. We're live here in South Williamsport, Pennsylvania, home of the Little League World Series. Right now, about an hour and a half ago, roughly, a mountain fire was called in to 911 here in South Williamsport, up on the mountain, right along the power line. So, assuming a power line came down, something happened, a squirrel decided to, for whatever reason, end themselves. Something happened, and I'm going to turn this because you don't need to stare here. We are looking at smoke rising from the mountainside. Firefighters have done a really, really good job at knocking down the majority of the fire. They've got chainsaws, brush trucks up in there. It is very steep. So please keep your prayers going for these guys and these gals. There was a report of one firefighter injured. I do not know the severity or the extent of the injuries. I just know that there was one injury. So right now we're keeping an eye on this. There's a little bit of smoke, as you can see, still rising from the areas where it's still on fire. I am at the bend of 15. Those of you local to the area, you're going to be familiar with what that means, where 15 comes up out of South Williamsport, comes up the mountain and makes a 90-degree turn to the left and goes up past McDonald's, and then the Little League World Series complex on the left, the Central PA Tennis Center on the right, and then it goes up and over the mountain. Right now, those places are not in danger of this fire. It has been very, very dry. We have dealt with virtually no rain for the last 2 weeks, and really the last rain we had was the awful flooding from a few weeks ago, from a couple of weeks ago. So that was really the last time we had rain, we had flooding, and it's good to dry out. We definitely need that, especially now in tropical weather seasons. So yeah, we need creeks and streams to be at their emptiest, at their lowest levels, and so yeah, we're paying attention here. Janetta, I see you. Hello, how are you? I do see a J, but I unfortunately cannot read that, and I am so sorry. I don't have a way of reading it at this point. Unless somebody wants to put that into Google Translate, I cannot see, or cannot read that, I should say. So we're going to try to stay live as much as I can. My phone is overheating. It's been a problem, unfortunately. I've got an older phone and have not been able to afford to replace it. And I think it's trying to kill itself at this point. So we'll stay live as long as we can. You're looking at a little bit of smoke moving up from the area of the fire on the fire line there as you go up the mountain. It's not very big, at least right now. Earlier it was definitely much brighter and much easier to see. But as we get into evening and then nighttime, it is very possible, if this fire continues, we might be able to see some fire, we might be able to see some glow. So I'm going to try to stay live as much as possible. DCNR just passed, so they are on scene. Fire units are on scene, of course, but DCNR fire service or fire unit is here, and we are watching the left flank of this. Appears to be putting out a little bit more smoke, so we're just keeping an eye on this and trying to a little bit of an eye for everybody.
Best doctors.
Mike Kowinski, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Hello, you're from Texas. Awesome. Glad you're here. Appreciate you. Vince, I see you. Hello. And I'm not sure who Jay is. I wish I could read. I think that's Spanish. Certainly looks like it. I unfortunately am not versed, and I have not studied Spanish, and cannot understand it. Angela from Washington State, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. A little poof of smoke coming out right near the power lines right there. Folks, I'm going to be in and out of the vehicle, trying to film, trying to do what I need to do as far as my media work, and I will be right back. Don't go anywhere. Hopefully there's going to be more people in chat right now. A few of you are watching. Hopefully we get a few more. And if you have any questions, concerns, hopefully chat can help out. If not, I promise I will be right back. Hi everybody, I'm back. Sorry about that. Doesn't look like any new chats. I hope everybody is doing well. Again, we are live here in South Williamsport, Pennsylvania, home of the Little League World Series, which is starting tomorrow. They had the Grand Slam parade in downtown Williamsport today. And what a way to kick off this this next 10 to 12 days with a mountain fire on Bald Eagle Mountain, which is on the side of the river of South Williamsport, where the Little League World Series is going to start tomorrow. So right now, again, not very much smoke. It's very, very much, you know, contained at this point. I don't have information as far as how contained. Let's see if I can find my scanner here quick. But yes, we are watching a little bit of smoke still wafting, lofting, rising. We're going to use the word rising into the air above where fire is continuing to burn, although it is very, very much reduced from what it was earlier. I had a good visual from 15 miles away. And many people all across South Williamsport and Williamsport were able to see the smoke when this thing was really cranking. I live about 25 to 30 minutes away, and it took me a little bit to get everything together after getting home from work. So it did take me a little longer than I would have liked to get up here, but nonetheless, I am here. A little persuasion from my storm chasing colleagues, because I would have much rather stayed home, cooked dinner, and just chilled for the rest of the night, but I am here. We're going to wait and see. Again, we're going to wait and see if we have any kind of glow or anything here this evening. Once the sunlight really starts to go down, really see if we can see any. Probably won't see any flame. I'm sure our firefighters, who do a phenomenal job, and it's not just our firefighters here in Lycoming County, it's all across the country and really the world. They risk their lives to battle these kind of elements. So these folks do such an amazing job. We need to give them every bit of love and prayers and everything. So Bill, I see you in the chat. Hello. Jay, I still no Espanol. I'm sorry. I only English. I took 3 years of German in high school. Meine Deutsche ist okay. It's so. My Spanish, on the other hand, is not no bueno, not good. No mas? No, that's not. I'm gonna get myself in trouble by trying to come up with words. I'm sorry. All right, there's my media stuff. I don't need shades. Bill, hey Eli, are you the Eli that chases with Freddie McKinney? No, but I would love to. No, in fact, I am here in north central Pennsylvania. I'm based out of Hughesville, but the Williamsport area in eastern or north central PA. I would love to get out west and do chasing out there. It's just been too expensive, and to be honest, as a single dad with multiple jobs, I've never had the opportunity. So one day, when I grow up, one day I'll get out there. But thanks for asking. I appreciate that. I would love to. Not that Freddie McKinney is going to know who I am, but yeah, that would be such a fun experience. I know a bunch of people from here who have gone out there to chase. I personally, unfortunately, have not. Oh, you live in Bushkill? That's pretty awesome. A couple of my buddies live down that way, Mertztown and Allentown and Pottsville and down toward Harrisburg as well. So I've got storm chasing friends all the way across. One of my other friends, Logan, lives up in Mount Jewett, up in McKean County, up in northwestern PA. So we got some good chasers all across the state. We got that ready to go. But yeah, Bill, thanks for watching. All of you who are watching, I appreciate it. If you found yourself here and you're, I mean, obviously no one likes to see fire and stuff like that, but go ahead and hit that like button that tells YouTube that you're appreciating it and other people might appreciate it as well. So one of those little gestures that's completely free and really, honestly, truly does help everybody out. Yeah, I have seen video from some of my storm chaser friends of flooding there at Bushkill Park, and over the years, it looks pretty horrific. I know we've had some flooding up here at Knoebels. If you've heard of Knoebels Grove, they have flooded almost any time it seems to rain anymore. But yeah, I've seen some of the video from Bushkill. It's crazy. And there's Justin Selig. He is one of the best storm chasers in Pennsylvania, if not the best. I try to be up there with him, but he at least goes out west. Am I eating my supper? Actually, no. My supper is at home on the counter, ready to be made. Super hard dinner tonight. I was going to test my skills with spaghetti. I'm joking. I love spaghetti. That's probably one of the things. I eat the veggie and the other kind of pastas. I don't really do the enriched white pasta anymore because that's really super high in sugar and not good for you at all. But I try to eat healthy whenever I can, of course. Wow, that Blaze Alexander of Mansfield Jeep just absolutely was screaming by. Probably didn't need to do that, but that's all right. So yeah, we're sitting here in South Williamsport, Pennsylvania. The Little League World Series officially kicks off tomorrow with the first game. Had the Grand Slam parade today in downtown Williamsport. So things are busy. This whole area is pretty busy. Lots of traffic, lots of city buses. There's one going by now. And a lot of people from out of state, out of town, probably not expecting to come here for Little League Baseball, the World Series, and see smoke coming off the mountain. But nonetheless, here we are. Yes, Justin, it definitely screams Blue Mountain. When I was down there last year for that fire, it was when I was down right along I think it was the Lehigh River, and the choppers were dropping right in front of me. It was still one of the coolest experiences I've ever been to with a big fire, other than Greenwood Lake up in New York and New Jersey. But they that terrain was very, very similar to here, with steep mountainside, lots of terrain or trees and brush and underbrush, power lines, and you know, a lot of room for a fire to run if it really wanted to. But thankfully, the wind is not a big issue at this point. It's a little bit coming out of the west right now, the west-southwest. But for right now, this this fire is pretty, I mean, it's not all that bad. And I'm saying that from a media person on the ground. I just can't get up there, unfortunately. So, making my spaghetti sauce from scratch, you know, that's something I have never done. My mother did, my grandmother did, my kid's mom does. I've never taken the time to do it. I know it's not hard. I've just always gotten it's not the cheapest, but it's probably some of the cheapest store-bought Wise brand. I think it's Wise brand spaghetti sauce, and I do with that. Put a couple of chunks of butter in the sauce and let it melt in, give it a good rich buttery taste, and you know, that's how I make mine. Where am I sitting at? Well, I am sitting at the Steve Shannon Tire and Auto, just on the inside of the big curve of 15, right here, right at the base of the mountain. Probably one of the best views I could find, with the exception of going over toward the South Williamsport High School. But it's a little bit further to the west, and I didn't want to get stuck behind trees and everything. So I just happened to turn into the parking lot here, and here we are. Found a good spot. They're closed. I'm not affecting any of their business. I'm not taking up parking spots that could be used for customers. So this is as good of a spot as I can get. I cannot fly my drone. I probably could, but I'm within a TFR, a no-fly zone essentially. So I'm not going to even attempt to put my drone in the air. There's no reason. I know I've had some people ask about that in the past, as far as some fires and some scenes and stuff like that. I'm not worried about it right now. And right now we're just looking. This is all we can see as far as right now. Now you can say you covered a mountain fire in August. Yep. I don't know if it's definitely not every month, but I have done a fire pretty much every month. I'm trying to think now when Blue Mountain was last year. Was that September? I'm gonna completely mix stuff up. Greenwood Lake, that was an experience. That fire was massive. That was a huge fire. The Blackhawks, tandem Blackhawks. For those who haven't seen it, I've got some videos under the fire tab, or the wildfire tab. You can go into once this live is done, or pull it up on a different device, a different TV, what have you. I've got a bunch of different wildfire videos that are here on YouTube. The Blue Mountain fire was fantastic, at least from a media and videography standpoint. No one likes the fire, especially when it damages stuff. Blue Mountain was November, okay. But from a media standpoint, you know, I've got some incredible footage from Greenwood Lake, New York, that happened last year. Absolutely incredible fire. I just saw oh no, it's a drone. I thought I saw a spark go up in the air, but there is a drone in the air that fire crews are using, and this is one of the reasons why you have to be extremely careful in a fire zone. This drone is probably going to be impossible for you to see. It's darn near impossible for me to see. but we're going to give this a shot. Right above these power lines, right at the right in the dead center of the screen. It's moving to the left, and it is flying over the fire right now. It's now, you can maybe see a light every now and then. It's pretty much right in those bright clouds now. But there is a drone, probably from the fire department in that area. It does have a light, an avoidance light on it, which mine have as well. That was a nice bright light. Probably taking pictures or doing something with a light. Or it could have turned and just shown the light our direction really, really nicely. In any case, there is a drone above the fire scene right now. Just to the left of that power pole in the middle. Up and to the left is where it still sits. When that drone first went into the air, the light on it made it look like a spark or a flare shooting straight up. And I immediately thought, oh my gosh, is somebody firing a flare? Or is there a spark shooting off of the power line? Is it arcing or something? But it is definitely a drone. It is up in the air. It's a little higher now. Again, almost impossible for all of you to see. Right up in the blue sky. Pretty much right there in the middle of the screen. If you have a 4K device, although I'm not broadcasting in 4K, but if you have a really good device that shows a lot of detail, you might see this. It's in the bright cloud to the left, right above the power pole to the left. Pretty much right in that bright little puffy cloud. But again, there is a drone up there. They are monitoring the entire mountainside, trying to figure out where the fire is, where the best area to try to attack this thing is. But again, everything's dry, very, very dry, and we have fire police here at the intersection blocking people from using that road. Turn that down. And they are being stopped by numerous people asking what's going on, I'm sure. Every now and then you get somebody who lives up in that area, and they have to show, you know, proof of ownership or proof of your address and whatnot, and they will let you in there as long as you actually have a reason for being up there. So yeah, at least if you remember correctly. Yeah, I don't have a very good memory when it comes to certain dates of certain things. That post-COVID brain fog that a lot of people complain about is definitely a real thing. If folks are live here in South Williamsport, PA, with a mountain fire that we are watching from South Williamsport, looking up onto Bald Eagle Mountain, right near the power lines, up above McDonald's and the Days Inn Hotel. Not sure how it happened or what happened, to be honest with you. That'll come out when you know, the investigations are made and you know, the correct information can be relayed to the public. But as of right now, we do have a mountain fire. Still looks like it's either smoldering or still burning on some very steep terrain. Yeah, do it in the crock pot. I need to. I definitely need to do that. Marilyn, hello. Still cooking for now. Yeah, that's I do hope that now that the sunlight has dipped down, or at least clouds, now that we have lost direct sunlight onto the fire, I do hope here within the next hour or so we can actually get a view of some embers, or at least a glow from that side, to see just how much area this thing covered. It might all be blocked by the trees, but right now we are still sitting as close as we can get without getting in the way.
Township, 324 Marion Street for a line on fire. Tactical Alarm Box 3-2 in Porter Township, 342 Marion Street for a line on fire.
Interesting. A power line. I think that's what they mean by a line on fire. They have a power line on fire in Porter Township. I believe that's over near Jersey Shore. We're now at that time of day, folks, where the sun is starting to go down. It's 8 p.m. here on Tuesday. and we've lost direct sunlight, so the smoke is gonna look a lot less. But if there are flames and it's still technically burning up in there, very soon we could actually get a view of this. So hang tight, don't go anywhere. Hit that like button if this is something you would normally watch. Not that this happens all the time, but if you do enjoy watching this kind of stuff from the comfort of your home or wherever you're at, hit that subscribe button. I do cover all types of severe weather, fires like this. When I'm not working one of my 7 jobs that I've technically have, but yeah, we're sitting here in South Williamsport watching a brush fire or mountain fire burning on Baldeo Mountain.
Chief 145 responding. Box 3-2, 324 Marion Street, Porter Township. They had a line that was on fire. It is no longer burning.
Sounds like the power line is no longer burning. That's a good sign. Those of you watching, I appreciate you watching.
Station 3 and 45 tactical alarm. Box 3-2, Porter Township. 324 Marion Street. For a line that was on fire, now out. 2005.
Yeah, it's a good thing that line is no longer on fire. It's been hot. I mean, it's not sweltering, but we did get above 90 degrees today. Pretty muggy, and
Investigating 2006.
I know a lot of people have been running air conditioners, so the power grid's been used. Plus, with thousands of people, tens of thousands of people coming into the area in the next couple of days at least, and already here, the power grid has definitely been used. A lot of hotels are booked up solid. A lot of Airbnbs, a lot of, all the others are all just filled up. There's a lot of places filled up, and those places are being used. And air conditioning is probably at a premium right now. Lots of restaurants, lots of retail businesses booming right now.
3060 4th Street. Post-surgical complications. Ambulance emergency in Williamsport.
Yeah, 8:07 p.m. and we still are at 90 degrees here. Open the doors or open the windows and not run gas here. Might get a little warm, but we're gonna be all right.
Say again, Chief 145. You ready for a 4 number? Go ahead. UPL 13559 over November 38022. And that's going to be a rough line for now. We'll need a one-area company number to respond to it. Traffic 13559 over November 38022. We need one engine. 20 journal. Page 45, Chief 145. You want the brush truck or the engine? The brush will be fine. Counting, show brush 45 responding. Brush 45 responding to 324 Marion Street. 20 journal.
Definitely getting later in the evening. It's starting to get darker. We might get that that highly sought after fire glow that a lot of folks want to see after a fire like this. Now that unfortunately means this thing was burning. Now with all the smoke, it definitely was burning. There's no doubt in that. But if we get no glow, that would be fine too, because that means they were getting everything put out. And there's very, very little likelihood of it reigniting or, you know, resparking overnight and tomorrow. That's the hope anyway. Hans, I appreciate the comment. I do have my drone, but it is an active fire scene. It is also within the Williamsport Airport flight zone, so I'm restricted to 50 feet maximum altitude if I could get approval to fly. But I'm also within the Little League World Series zone. And there's just a lot of eyes in this area. There are already drones up for the fire department, at least there was earlier. I am not going to get my drone in the air just for a little bit of footage of smoke. Just on the chance that I can get something on film and get in trouble with all the you know, the things going on in this area right now. The last thing I need to do is put my drone in the air and hit somebody else's drone or get in the way of fire operations. So for right now, and I can't stream from my drone yet. I don't have a new enough or good enough drone to do that. And their drone is back in the air. It is going to the right. It's near the power poles, just to the left of the power poles, up in the sky. You might see it by those wispy clouds, but there is another drone, more than likely a fire department drone in the sky. It does have an avoidance light. It looks like it is landing now, so we'll recenter this. And still watching a pretty healthy column of smoke right there in the center, rising up. Yeah, Justin, it is still pushing smoke. I'm actually quite shocked. I should say, obviously, they probably have fire crews there battling this thing, but it is very steep terrain. It's very rugged terrain. And yeah, I don't know how much they can actually get to where this is burning. With the power lines right there, there is likely a trail. Oh, there's flame right in the middle. We got flame right in the middle. There we go. It's a little fuzzy. I apologize. But we definitely have flame visible. Give me 1 second. I got to get my camera. All right, folks, we caught a brief glimpse of flame. Looked to be about 10 to 15 feet tall, maybe 8 to 10 feet tall. Definitely had flame on camera. And I got it on my DSLR. Tried to zoom in as much as I can. Again, we're still pretty far away. We're, I would say, in a straight line, probably a good 1.5 to maybe 2 miles. In a straight line, but you could definitely see some flameage there, and that's going to become more and more likely as the night goes on. It will be harder to see on the live camera. The flame and the glow will be easier to see, but keeping everything in focus is going to be one of those issues that it's going to be tough to see. So we're going to do our best here. We're going to see what we can see. And we're going to stick this out. So stay tuned. I'm glad to see a larger number of viewers coming in. I did just post on my Storm Chaser Eli Roberts Facebook page. And it looks like a lot of viewers came in from that. So I appreciate that. If you did, you saw my photo and my post on Facebook, hit that like button, but also put it down in the comments that you're from Facebook. I appreciate and would like to see just how many of you actually come over from Facebook. Big Daddy, Jupiter Beast, how long has it been burning? About 1.5 to 2 hours. Maybe a little bit longer, probably pushing 3 hours now that it's past 8 o'clock. I got home from work. Was doing a couple of things for video work in my office and my office at home, and started hearing words of a fire on the mountain here in Southside. There's some lady yelling out of her car, like freaking out. I don't know. Yeah, the firefighter's like, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Anyway, we're watching very... Man, she is just not happy. Sorry, I'm getting sidetracked here because some lady's screaming at these. Well, maybe not screaming, but she's loudly proclaiming her discontent. Oh, and there's a forestry truck. Fire police are giving the forestry truck directions on how to get up there. Well, this is a big enough fire, folks, that we've got forestry, DCNR on scene. We've got a couple of different vehicles from different fire departments here on scene. So, yeah, that 50 mile an hour is probably excessive on this road there, buddy. He had like 3 or 4 amber light on his roof, and they were all over the place. They weren't like, don't hit the back of that car. Holy smokes, people. I'm giving play-by-play. That's what I'm going to do. All right. Woodward Township. Fire department truck going by. Yeah, forestry is here as well. There's another one of their trucks just came in. Looks like they're letting that lady go through. I'm not sure where she's going, but I hope she's happy that she gets to go up there. Melissa Payne, you're from Facebook. Big Daddy Jupiter Beast, you're from Facebook. Fantastic, thank you. Saw the reports on Pulse Point from back at like 4:30. Okay. I was curious about that as well. I didn't get a chance to see because running out the door, but good. Yeah, it's been about almost 4 hours then on this incident. Lycoming County units and more than likely some units out of Union County, or maybe not Union County, Snyder or Northumberland County. One of the counties to our south may have sent some units, but out of Allenwood area. Still a decent little puff of smoke there. Somebody's dog is now yelling. Well, the parade is done. A lot of people are finishing up dinner. I imagine a lot of the, there's not many hotels up this way. There will be, you know, going down toward Lewisburg and Selinsgrove areas where some people might actually be staying, because all the hotels in downtown, I'm sure, filled up weeks and weeks, if not months ago. A lot of people didn't know they would be coming, so they just, their teams made it and they had to book some rooms, and hopefully you get something. But Pelicans, snowballs, where are you going? Probably up to the Little League World Series spot. Well, thanks for everybody watching. If you haven't yet, hit that like button. Definitely helps. It tells YouTube that you're at least liking what you're watching. If my play-by-play of the traffic situation hasn't convinced you and won your subscription, I hope the live video does. 8:22 here Eastern Time, South Williamsport, Pennsylvania, Lycoming County. You will hear the name South Williamsport in the news and ESPN. I don't know about ESPN 8, the Ocho, but if they're here, that's cool. But the Little League World Series is starting their games tomorrow. They had the Grand Slam parade today. Lots and lots of people in the area, and I don't know if we want to call it fireworks or a welcome smoke screen for everybody, but if you're in the South Williamsport area and more toward the east, toward Montoursville, even Loyalsock regions, you might actually be smelling the smoke. Most of Southside probably doesn't smell smoke, but further to the east where the smoke is drifting, you will likely be smelling it. If you don't know what's going on yet, you probably will soon. And I just now saw, let's see here. I think there's a drone in the air again up there. Won't win. Is this controlled? I'd have to get back to you on that. I want to say somewhat. I don't have any official numbers, so I can't give you a confirmation on that. It does appear that it has stopped moving, or at least stopped growing. It is definitely producing far less smoke than it was earlier. Earlier it was pumping out a lot of smoke. So as of right now, I would say it is more controlled than uncontrolled. I hope that helps. Here just a little bit ago, we did have a view of flame burning either the top of a tree or some bushes, but it was pretty easy to spot on camera. I jumped out, and my DSLR is sitting just ahead of me in the grass next to this building, and I got some quick video. And we'll see if we get to see any more flame. Seeing that flame earlier, I would almost bet we will see some glow here later on. And hopefully if that happens, be able to see some photos either later tonight or tomorrow. I'll do some long exposure shots to try to collect as much light as possible to really see the glow coming from the side of the mountain. So stay tuned to that, especially on Facebook at Storm Chaser Eli Roberts on Facebook. Also on Instagram. I do have TikTok, although I'm not active on it. I do have a few videos there, but generally it's Facebook and here on YouTube. We got more flame right there in the middle. Gonna be real tough to see, especially on camera. It looks like it has died off again. Ralphie Snyder, looks like Facebook, thank you. Hunter, thank you for joining in. So is there any word from anybody at the fire, like the departments or anything? Not just yet. With active operations going on, they rarely put out a lot of information just yet. So right now we're literally just waiting. So yeah, we're literally just waiting for official information. There will be other folks on Facebook, on Twitter, X, on Instagram, here on YouTube likely, that will be putting out information. I'm not saying to not believe them, but do yourself a favor and wait for something official. South Williamsport Fire Department on Facebook, or I don't know if they have a Twitter X account. There's another drone going up in the air, and you can see the red light, the red avoidance lights and the white lights. There is a vehicle up near one of the power lines. I just saw lights. So they are actively still battling this thing, even though it's getting dark. But back to that, yeah, do yourself the favor of researching and making sure. There's definitely some kind of vehicle up there. Pretty much right in the center. You can see a light blinking. I would assume because of the location, it is a fire vehicle, whether it's an ATV or a brush truck. Somebody is up there. That's right about where we saw those flames earlier. They're probably hitting that whole area with a good jet of water. Again, these firefighters are doing a fantastic job. There's Nisbet. Brush truck just driving by. It looked like they had a trailer, so probably at least one ATV. Dogs are barking. It's still 90 degrees here. Ralphie says, I was right there where you're at now at 7 p.m. Looks like it's about the same size. Yeah, I'm sitting right at the Steve Shannon Tire and Auto, right here on the inside of the real steep turn, the 90-degree curve of 15, and I think it's Main Street technically, but looks like at least one drone. They do have a fire truck or a some kind of apparatus up in there. I know it's getting hard to see on camera, and I apologize about that. Not much I can honestly do because of how dark it's getting. But we do have fire apparatus there along the power line. It looks like there's probably a road, or at least a cut that the power line crews and stuff can get up through on an ATV or even a Jeep or a truck of some sort. Drone right in the top, in the middle of the shot there. You can see the red light blinking. It's now out of frame and going upward right now.
Just have them pulled up for their guys. Okay.
Trying to get to the right channel here on the scanner. See if I can get kind of listen in on some of the operations they got going on. Unfortunately, from the sounds of it, in the coming months to maybe a year or so, like Cumming County, well, they're just now dispatching something else. Vehicle accident on Route 87, Upper Fairfield Township, 2242 Route 87. Got fire apparatus, got what looks like maybe a drone also down low. There is one up high. There is, looks like it's still fire right there in the center. Right below the, below and to the right of the smoke. So it looks like maybe right in the center there. Justin saw it, thank you for that, right under the lines. Yeah, definitely a little bit of glow right now, starting to peek through. A little flicker. So those of you watching, I really appreciate it. Stay tuned here over the next 30 minutes to 20 to 30 minutes. We might see a lot more of this glow or flickering of flame and fire up there.
Opposite brush 18. Go ahead. Brush 18, go. Do you want to send any manpower, including yourself, down the hill to us to help with the potential line? Yep, we'll be on our way. Copy, thank you.
All right, checking chat. Darla, you followed the link from Facebook. Thank you for that. I appreciate you. Thank you for the updates. I have a son and some friends who live uncomfortably close to there. Well, the good news is it is definitely much smaller than it was, at least earlier when pictures and videos surfaced on Facebook. After I had gotten home from work, I stayed late at work a little bit. Stayed late at work, tried to get in a little extra time. Got home, started getting cleaned up. Dishwasher loaded. Got my washing machine started, did all that kind of stuff, and sat down to work on some videos and decided I would head up for this. I gotta assume they have no way of getting a tanker up near the fire, right? Or maybe to the power line. I mean, that's my assumption as we can see more flickering going on there. I don't believe there's at least a suitable road for a tanker. Now, some of the brush trucks and even some of the ATVs can hold a decent amount of water, but nothing close to a tanker, of course, nothing close to an engine or a rescue truck that is capable of hauling water. But some of the ATVs are pretty well stocked with a good amount of water, and I'm just hoping they can get, you know, enough closure on this to keep it from running up and over and following the mountain. Thankfully, the wind is not a concern at this point. Yes, it's blowing a little bit out of the east, out of the west southwest, but the wind is really no concern at this point. I'm sitting at the apartments further up from you. I see a bit of flame peeking through. Alex P, thank you for checking in. Appreciate you watching. You have a better view. I would assume you have a much better view. I did see a couple of people post near what looked like either a hotel or apartments that had a fantastic view of this. An uncomfortably fantastic view, I might add. Long exposure might be sweet looking here soon. Absolutely, I'm ready for it. Did the lion get out? Magic Patrick with the comment of the day. Did the lion get out? I'm slow. That's the best I can put. I have no idea what that means. There used to be a lion cage. Really? That I didn't know. I know we get mountain lions and stuff through this area occasionally, but I'm sorry. Not mountain lions. They're just aggressively large bobcats. Oh, that car has no lights on. They have taillights, but they have no headlights. Yeah, I assume that's probably why too, Hunter. There are no air assets. In my understanding, we do not have any air assets available here in PA, with the exception of forestry helicopters that could be called in. But as of right now, yeah, no air tankers as far as planes, again, unless it's something that's special called from Maryland, from even if New York. But I know contractually, the planes all left back, I think, a month or two ago, actually. Got another vehicle from DCNR showing up. All right, folks, give me a little, yeah, no mountain lions in PA. I know, I know. I've had my own, not interaction, but yeah, I got it. Just bobcats. We've got bobcats. We've got big kitty cats. Give me 1 second. I'm going to try a couple of long exposure shots and see what I can dig up from up there. There's more flame flickering there in the center. So go ahead and hang tight, folks. We're going to see if we can't see a little bit more live. Storm Chaser Eli Roberts here on a mountain fire in South Williamsport, PA. Hang tight. All right, folks, just checking back in, making sure everything is still working, still running. We've been live for an hour and 22 minutes. We've got some glow spots catching up. I do see a bunch of chat. Good for everybody. Have you seen any flames yet? Ashton said. Yes, we have. I got some shots, I don't know, half hour, 45 minutes ago of some of the flames. Pretty good looking flames earlier. Now it looks like there's at least one, if not more, units up there, right where those flames were. So they are attacking the fire. Hunter said, I thought we did have helicopters. I remember there being some on the mountain fire in Jersey Shore a few years ago. Yes, there are helicopters, mainly from DCNR. Early in the season, March, April, May, and sometimes into June, there are both airplanes and fire helicopters, which also actually are, I think it's a private company. There's a lot of flame there now. Holy smokes. Flame, and I think a fire ATV. A couple of areas now shining through. Yeah, a couple of areas of flame there. Yeah, a couple of helicopters typically in the area. Right now, I don't think we're going to have many choppers on alert, or at least on standby. They might be called in, but now that it's nighttime, they are not going to be flying. So the only way they can fight this fire right now, if they decide to continue fighting it overnight, I would be shocked. But they would most likely call the guys down here before it gets much later. So we'll have to see what happens. There's definitely multiple trucks up there. I can see them, you can see them on the screen there. That's a truck at the top. There's a truck all the way to the left. So they definitely have at least a way up there, it looks like, with something bigger. Yes, they can get lines and firefighters down to it, but that's a haul and a half to get back up. So pray for those firefighters. So we're going to zoom the camera back out. Unfortunately, this bright light is going to be kind of a pain in the tukish. Not going to be easy to see stuff at this point because of, because it's dark. Because it's dark. It's nighttime. We're going to keep it live. We've seen flame before. We'll likely see flame again. In fact, there's some flickering bottom center, left center. Is that a fire tower left of the screen? No, there is, as far as I understand, there's no fire towers up there. There are a lot of power line towers that are up there, as well as communications towers. There is a quote-unquote main road. There is a road that's up there. But it looks like there's more fire apparatus coming down this road from my right. And they are moving up toward the McDonald's and up past the McDonald's. There's likely a road on up near the tennis center and on up above the Days Inn Hotel. There's likely a road or a way to get up in there. So they're sending some trucks likely up into that area to try to get some kind of support for the personnel that are up there. Magic Patrick said Valley Girl Views, which Valley Girl Views is a fantastic page. If you've never seen it online, check it out. Great historical pictures and information. This one, this explains the tiger reference or the lion reference. Prince El Kikorgo, I'm probably pronounced that wrong, also kept his 6 lionesses in the rear of his home, later moving them to cages outside the borough of South Williamsport near Mountain Beach Park. I don't think Mountain Beach Park is over here, but it's probably close. I feel like they have to be. There's nothing else up there, said Summer. Yep, fire. Thank you, Justin. Yeah, there's actually good flame there. I just heard tires kind of lock up. Give me a second. I want to try to get that on camera. Bringing my camera closer to me. That way I don't have to get out and run. But I do have to reset all of my stuff. Let's see here. Just below there. Right there. Some pretty good flame still up in there. A little bit of embers glowing. Unfortunately, with these lights here in front of us, it's going to be really hard to see anything, folks, and I do apologize about that. I'm going to try to keep this on camera so you can at least see what's going on up there. Definitely have at least one or two good fire trucks up top there. I don't know if they're actual brush trucks or tankers or what have you, but they've got some pretty bright lights. I knew there was a rock in my shoe. That was a pain in the foot. Yeah, still some flame, and it is putting out the smoke. There's two different main areas there that you can kind of see on screen. The upper right, and I'm sorry, chat, I'm just now getting to it. The upper right, there is a light, but I think that's a fire truck. There's definitely something up in there. How are they getting up there? Any idea? Skyline Drive. It's either Skyline Drive or a road cut from the... Boy, that's a good question. Let's go to good old Google machine. Hey, Google. Oh, geez, I probably just flipped my phones out. Well, the one just turned on. All right. Let's see. This is off of Sulphur Springs Road. There is the NOAA weather radio is off to the right. So we don't have to worry about NOAA weather radio. This does look like it is Sunrise Drive. Or I'm sorry. It's Skyline Drive. It is Skyline Drive, viewable from you can turn onto it from 15, but it's only accessible with somebody can unlock the gates. It's not a public road anymore. So it is Skyline Drive is up there. Backyard Broadcasting has towers up on top. WZXR, WBZD, WILQ, their broadcast towers. This is going to be very close to that. Not saying that's what's on fire. It's definitely not. It's down the hill, down the power line hill. There does look like, at least according to Google Maps, there is a quote-unquote road that does go down. It does go down under those power lines, and it does come off of Skyline Drive. So there is access. They can get trucks up there. They are probably, there's probably at least a few, maybe some probies down up there, but there are going to be some firefighters unrolling and re-rolling hundreds of feet of hose up there probably, depending on what's available on the trucks that they can unravel. But yes, there's a power line that goes straight up to Skyline Drive. That power line is the one we are looking at. That comes down to a point, almost like a switchback, and that is one of the towers right off of Main Street and Sulphur Springs Road, right about where this was reported to be from. Lakeview Apartments. It might be the apartments that one of the folks commented on earlier being at. Does that ring a bell, anybody? Still got a little bit of glow up there. I'm just checking Facebook, and I'm going to pronounce this wrong, and I'm sorry if you're watching here on YouTube. Is it Ryden Wagner posted a photo on Facebook. Looks like it's just off of Sulphur Springs Road, and I live back here still smoking. 25 minutes ago, it looks like they posted this. There are walking paths up there. Brenda Silverstrom. Again, I apologize if I pronounce things wrong or pronounce names wrong. I do see some comments on Facebook. Folks were commenting that they were watching and came here from Facebook. So there are some comments there. Folks putting in comments into Facebook thinking they were on YouTube. So that's all right. I appreciate you watching no matter what. Still got two main areas of glowage, and I'm going to refer to it as glowage. Do not hate me. They're pretty spaced out. I never actually knew that. What would they do in the sense of not fighting through the night? Like, what's the alternative? Really, once it's dark like this and it's pitch dark, unless they are actively, and this is my understanding, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, please. My understanding is once it's dark like this, they stop operations for the safety of the firefighters. Unless it is an active fire that is burning toward homes or businesses or buildings of some kind, then they have to do some kind of building protection. They will generally call it for the night, but stay on scene in like a wait and see kind of situation. The correct words escape me, and I apologize, but they will mobilize, you know, again in the morning and go up, probably spend most of the day up there tomorrow to check things out. Drone is returning to home base of the trucks parked at the base. Absolutely. I do see a message was retracted, so hopefully that wasn't a bad thing. Sorry if anybody saw something that was bad. Yep, their parade was tonight. Yes, it was. I don't think there's a road from that area, maybe a path, but I'm surprised if it were a vehicle. And that's probably back as I was trying to figure out if Skyline did go up there, and it does. So there is an actual road at the top that does look like it comes down a little bit, but mainly just road, like dirt road, ATV trail type cut down the power lines. And it looks like Nancy Hodge, my mother, is watching. Thank you, Mom. Yeah, been closed for decades. Think it's accessible by public safety, police, etc. Absolutely. They probably all share the same key, or at least have multiple keys for that gate so that they can get up in there. There have been rescues and a number of different medical things that have happened up there over the years. 511 PA added a camera looking at the Little League headquarters. They open it during hunting season, and yes, it's probably accessible to first responders. Still looks like they'd have to do Skyline to a Powerline trail. Absolutely they do. I saw that on Google Maps. Skyline goes up that way. What would be the alternative to fighting the fires all night? You don't. You literally let it burn. It's essentially going to smolder. One of the local fire trucks just driving by, it is a brush truck. It's a Hummer H1 made into a brush truck. I wonder if any of the lines fell. That's a good question. I don't know. I haven't checked 511 PA. If somebody wants to check, just to see if there are any power outages. I don't think so, but it could have been, honestly, it could have been a bird. It could have been a squirrel. It could have been any number of different things. A tree branch that fell. Although those power lines are tall and the power line cuts are really wide open. They do take care of them so that trees aren't an issue. Even dead ones, dead standing timber and stuff is generally cut back. We here in the US do a really good job, at least as far as that's concerned. I know in Canada, they let everything stand. If it's dead, if it's alive, power lines or not, in a lot of areas, they let it go because it's natural habitat, and that's their choice on a lot of that kind of policy up there. They let it go. And then they get fires, and the fires can spread very rapidly. The Lakeview Apartments is where the Mountain Beach used to be. Okay. Yeah, I'm sitting at the lake at Lakeview Apartments right now. All right, Alex, thank you for that. So kind of babysitting it, making sure it doesn't spread, and finishing it in the morning. Absolutely. I think that's probably what they will do. They likely, because they have pretty good access with that power line road or the power line cut down to it, they likely will at least keep some crews there. And again, if they can get an ATV down there with water and a hose and a way to put it out, they might stay in that area. But again, once it's dark, generally operations, firefighters are called back into more of a monitoring and like you said, babysitting. That is interesting. Summer brought it up that the Powerline inspection helicopter was flying all over town this morning. That's interesting. I wonder if they were trimming stuff up, and although that, I mean, they have the pilots, and if there's any crew on board those choppers, generally they are so well trained, they're not going to make a simple mistake. You know, if something happens where they hit something that causes a spark or a line to come down, that's a pretty serious mistake. So I doubt at all that the helicopter had anything to do with it, but that's part of the news for today. Small outage in Jersey Shore. That likely is due to a power line fire that was reported a little while ago over in Jersey Shore. So I imagine that has something to do with the power line fire. At least that would make sense to me. Really appreciate everybody still watching. We do have a thing called Super Chats on Facebook. You generally will see stars. That is a way that you can help out creators by helping to cover the cost of gas, a coffee, a sandwich, something like that. Now, I'm not asking you to do that, but I've actually had people ask if I have a PO box, if I have ways to donate. I don't like asking for donations because honestly, I work and I can cover it. That's just an extra bonus that does help out with things like gas. A lot of the gear we use as storm chasers is used pretty hard, and we do have to replace every year, every 2 years, 3 years, whatever. But you do have that option on YouTube. You do have the super chats. You do have a way of donating any kind of cash if you want to. I'm certainly, again, not asking you to. What I would like to see, if you would, because it's free, and who doesn't like free, hit the like button and the subscribe button and the bell, the notification bell. If you turn that on, you will be notified the next time I go live. You'll be notified on the next video, and I'm currently still working on a 1 year after video that goes into detail of the flooding, the horrific flooding that hit our area 1 year ago and hit the community of Trout Run. I am still working on that video. I'm hoping to have it live before this weekend. There's a lot of video to go through. I'm trying to make it perfect. I shouldn't try to make it perfect, but I am. But yeah, so I do have that in the works. A couple of other smaller projects that I'm still working on. So hitting that notification bell and turning it on for all notifications will tell you whenever I put out a video. It'll tell you whenever I put out a short on YouTube. And by liking this video, it does help. Tells YouTube that you appreciate this and gets it sent out to more people. All right, Summer, thank you for that. She said, and to be fair, I didn't see it up near where the fire is. It was closer to the dam, inspecting those lines that cross the river. Usually it goes up to the mountain after that. So thank you for that clarification. On second shift, so up till 1:30. Sounds like a dream. As soon as I'm done here, I'm going home, dumping my footage on my computer, and probably grab a light thing to eat. I don't know if I'm making a big old plate of spaghetti tonight right before bed. I got to be at work fairly early in the morning, but we'll play that by ear. It is 9:16 here Eastern Standard Time. Again, live in South Williamsport, PA for a mountain fire. Can't really see much, and I am really sorry about that. We're going to zoom the camera all the way out just so we have at least something on camera. There is a drone in the bottom right there. We're going to try to move that right into the center, and that didn't like what I did, so we're just going to put it back. Got some lights, got some flashing lights to my right. It does look like the areas that had still had flame or glowing, it looks like they are really either dying off or they're being put out. Magic Patrick with an awesome message. Yes, thunderstorms tomorrow. It's a decent likelihood that we might get some rain showers, maybe some thunder moving through the area. As of right now, it does not look widespread. Would like to get some thunderstorms. We need some rain pretty desperately, but as of right now, there's a general risk of thunderstorms tomorrow. I'll believe we're getting thunderstorms when I see them. Yep, my feelings exactly, Summer. Hunter says, I wish. We can hope. Folks, I'm doing some long exposure shots of the fire up there. And still seeing some glow on a 30-second long exposure. But that's long, that's 30 seconds. You know, it's definitely not what you can see with your eyes. So you can see a little bit with your eyes, but long exposure with a camera is so critical. I would love to get some more lightning shots before the severe season ends. That's probably my biggest passion, is lightning. And I know he's not watching. However, on the off chance that Warren Fadley is watching, he is one of my lightning photography heroes that I grew up watching. Some of you may know his name. Very, very good at storm chasing. Has been storm chasing for... I've been storm chasing for 30 years. He has been storm chasing probably for 45 years, if not maybe a little longer. I don't want to age him that much. But I had some calendars when I was younger, when I was a kid. My mom would get me, and then later on I would buy some lightning calendars or weather calendars. And some of the most amazing lightning photographs I've ever seen in my life came from Warren Fadley down in Tucson and down in Arizona. Holy cow, that was a treat. Oh, folks, I am so sorry that took... Holy cow. All right, well, now that everybody has left, well, let's explain. As fire trucks and personnel are leaving the fire scene, my phone overheated and then died. So I apologize that I kind of went AWOL there and you couldn't see anything. Got my phone plugged in to a different charger. I sat it in front of the air conditioning. My Jeep's running. There's more flame growing there in the distance. It's going to be almost impossible to see because it's nighttime and nothing will focus. Got my phone cooled down to the point where it would turn back on, which it scared me, but they do that when they get too hot, apparently. Got it cooled down, got it turned back on, got it charging, and figured out how to get back in here. So thank you for those of you who are still watching. I can't believe anybody's still here. Thank you. And I apologize, I did not grab the officer's name, but a really nice officer stopped by because apparently the building I'm next to had a security alarm going off, and I didn't know it. But other people heard it because they called it into 911, or at least the firefighters heard an alarm going off and relayed that to South Williamsport PD, who came by, checked the building, and saw a vehicle sitting in the parking lot with no lights on except for 2 running lights on the front and some guy in the vehicle, and they didn't know what was going on. So he approached my vehicle with caution, and we had a great chat. Good guy. Just making sure everything is good. I introduced myself, showed him my credentials, and we are all good. The person who came to shut off the alarm and check things out, he also said he did not care that I was sitting here. So we are legal in every way, I hope. No, we are. We're good. I won't be staying long, unfortunately. I do have to get home. Got work really early in the morning, so got that to look forward to. Plus, I'm just getting hungry, and there's really not much to look at. So we are probably going to call it here in a minute. There are still flare-ups that are occurring on the scene, at the fire scene. I don't know if you can see that in the middle. There's several areas that are continuing to emit flame and burn. So we are keeping an eye on that, just to see if it spreads or if it becomes any worse. But there is still fire burning on the side of Bald Eagle Mountain, just above South Williamsport. So for those of you looking, you may still see a glow, a couple of flare-ups, whatnot, on the side of the mountain. Nothing to be, at least right now, nothing to be worried about. Fire officials are still watching. I did see a drone in the air just a little bit ago. And so they're keeping an eye on it, and they will all night. And if things get bad, they will most likely send out more units to try to help. But really, they'll tackle this thing at first light in the morning. I unfortunately do have to work. I cannot take off. So I will not be able to be here in the morning to get first light and visibility on this thing in the morning. So hopefully there's some other folks going to be able to stream for you. If it gets to a point where it's still going tomorrow afternoon, I will leave work and come straight up. That'll be later on in the evening tomorrow. So until then, thank you so much for watching. I don't know why you'd want to see my face, because, well, there's not much because of lighting. But thank you so much for watching. I really, really appreciate you jumping in here. And for those of you who stayed on after my phone did its whole "I'm hot" die thing, thank you. You all are the GOAT, and I appreciate that. So I'm going to pack up my camera, tripod, and probably get out of here. Go home, get something to eat, maybe get a shower, definitely get in bed. Like I said, I've been working a lot, and yeah, trying to chase those dollars at least as much as I can. But we have fire still burning here on the mountain. I can see from right here a couple of different hot spots that look to be doing pretty good. In fact, this one, let's go right back up to it. You can see it right there. It's going to be hard again because it's nighttime and focus and all that kind of stuff, but pretty good little hot spot still burning. I can see the flames actually licking upward. So just wanted to hold out a little bit longer to see if maybe this would get a little higher, get a little bigger, get into the crown and the tops of the trees, but nothing has done that just yet. So fire crews are going to watch and keep everyone in this area safe. Again, it's too dang dry to be burning at all, folks. If you don't have to burn, don't do it. It's not worth it. You can save that for another time. Wait until it's raining or right after it rains, or you know, better yet, just bag it up and send it with the garbage truck. Anyway, we are watching the this little hot spot actually burn a little bit more now. But we are going to get packed up. Thanks, trucks. We're going to get packed up and probably head on out of here in the next few minutes. Thank you again for everybody watching. If you haven't hit that like button, please gently tap your screen. Don't smash it, because I don't want you breaking your phone or your tablet, or, for goodness sakes, your TV screen. You probably spent too much money on that darn thing. And if you hit the screen to tap the like button, or at least the remote in that case, but if you hit your iPad or your tablet or your phone screen too hard and it breaks just because you were hitting the like button, I can't help you with that. Just gently tap it. Gently Tap, tap, taparoo. Everybody knows where that's from, right? Put down in the comments what movie Tap, tap, taparoo is from. And we'll see if anybody can guess that little reference. It's one of my all-time favorite actors and movies that he makes, and just came out with the new second one of him. Yeah, I can't say it because it'll give it away. Wow, that was either a firework or a gunshot. I think I'm gonna go. All right, Storm Chaser Eli Roberts, thank you so much. That is a moth. What in the world? Or a fly, or something buzzing. It could be a pterodactyl. Storm Chaser Eli Roberts, thanks for joining and watching for the last 2+ hours. We've got a mountain fire, a woods fire burning on the south side, or excuse me, the north side of Bald Eagle Mountain, just above South Williamsport here in southern Lycoming County. Flames still visible as we close in on the 10 o'clock hour on Tuesday, August 12th, 2025, with flames still in the woods. Have a good night.